Will you describe your experience with lawn maintenance before the Super-Sod robotic mowing test?
Sure, I'd be glad to. Um, well, it was erratic. There would be ruts in the lawn. There would be clumping if they waited too long before they did it the second or third time. There would be the noise of lawnmowers, which would be annoying, especially at 7:30 in the morning. Um, the weeds would feel free to pop up and stay up until the next mower came by, which would be 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. And not all that good. And the shortage of personnel caused maybe people not so expert on what they're doing to be doing it, trying to do it. The skid marks, it just wasn't real nice.
How has Super-Sod's robotic mowing impacted the way you view lawn maintenance?
Well, since Super-Sod came along, my lawn has never looked better. I mean, no weeds. They don't get a chance to get started. As soon as they pop their little heads up, boom, off with their heads. And it's nice, not just knowing, because I know where the weeds were and how they were always coming up. Not anymore. It just doesn't happen.
What are the most surprising things you learned about robotic lawn mowing during this test?
The the artificial intelligence of the darn things. I mean, finding its way back to the feeding trough here, the charger, and when it got in trouble, it signaled somebody that I'm in trouble, like that they're getting hooked up on an embankment that just needed to be readjusted, and that got taken care of by their call out.
What was your favorite part of it?
Um, and I think I can speak for everybody in development. We sort of adopted them like a pet and gave them names. Like the guy across the street, they called theirs Robbie the Robot. Robbie Robot. I thought ours looked like a turtle, so we named ours Myrtle the Turtle. And we got emotionally involved with the little guys.
That's cool. Do you prefer traditional lawn maintenance or robotic lawn maintenance?
After the experience we've had with Super-Sod, absolutely robotic.
What else would you like to say about your experience?
Totally positive. Totally positive. The fact that the median between the sidewalk and the street gets cut, and everything about it, it's 24/7. Never hear it. It's fun to see them at night. They look like little space aliens running around. But that's all part of the charm and fun of it.
Yeah.
And we were the first people to have it. A lot of our friends who do not live here was like, well, what's it like? How is it? And we had fun explaining about the little guys and how quiet they were, and they looked like little workers, all busy all the time.
Will you describe your experience with lawn maintenance before the Super-Sod robotic mowing test?
Prior to the installation of the robotic mowers, our community here had a very, very large problem with the large machines coming down in this terrain and making gouges in the lawn, bringing some diseases from other lawns to us, and it would take us half of the summertime to try to rectify the gouges and the diseases that we were getting in the lawn. Once the robotic mower was installed, the grass has never looked as healthy as it has in the many years I've been here, 6, and it is perfectly green. It's just been a wonder that this robot can do such a fantastic job.
How has Super-Sod's robotic mowing impacted the way you view lawn maintenance?
Well, I think they should get rid of all of the big mowers and go to these robotic mowers, because they work 24/7, except when they're being recharged. They do not disturb anybody. They're super quiet. They do a wonderful job as far as uniform height of the grass, and no disease. So this is really the way to go. They do not interfere with anything that you might have going on during the week or on the weekends. The only drawback initially was that 4 o'clock in the morning you'd see his headlights coming into your bedroom and you didn't understand what it was. But once that was established what it was, there was no problem whatsoever. You cannot hear this machine until you get right up on it.
What are the most surprising things you learned about robotic lawn mowing during the test?
Well, the adaptability of the topography. Of course, I have a couple of very steep hills here. We know that they can't go to that portion, and it had no problem stopping there. The way that Nick had set up the initiating wiring in there. It had to be adjusted several times, but once it got adjusted firmly, there was no problem whatsoever. And we have a large field in the back of us here that it took care of the entire field along with 5 or 6 other homes with one mower. That's almost unheard of, because the difference in our Bermuda grass here and the grass that's out there is tremendous. But it kept up with a nice cut. It eliminated all of our snake problems and mice and rat problems. They don't hide in there anymore.
What's your favorite part of the robotic mowing?
The nice grass,
Yeah.
nice green grass, uniform height, and no weeds. Doesn't get a chance for the weeds to grow.
Oh, did you name the robot?
My wife did. Calls it Little Buddy.
Little bit. What else would you like to say about your experience with Super-Sod's robotic mowing test?
Well, in the beginning, I wasn't thoroughly convinced that it was going to do the job. But after this season, I know it can do the job. And anybody who doesn't think this is going to happen in the future better think again, because this is the way to go. Because our labor force that our landscape people have varies. Once you get a group trained well, all of a sudden they're gone. They have another group and they have to be retrained again. And with the robotic, it's trained already. It goes to work, does the job, and finishes it in beautiful work.